Hey guys, and welcome back to another full episode of Home Improvement Fails. This video has everything in it, so let's hop right into it, shall we?
What? Y'all hear that, right? What in the world, dude?
Looks like the water had someplace else to be. So this so-called plumber tried attempting a live water shut-off replacement, but it appears that there is one right above him that he could shut off. Just goes to show how easy it is to make money upselling unneeded products.
Hello.
Why hire the plumber when you could hire a reputable TikToker to do your plumbing with Ryobi tools?
Is this supposed to be with me?
Hello, Mr. George. How much you pay for the new guy? 20 bucks? No, too much money. It's no good operator.
These two tried to do some home improvement themselves, but apparently it goes south when they hear an unusually loud hissing noise coming from the ceiling.
What's that sound? Oh, I don't like it. You hear that? Oh, shit. Move! Run! Run! Move! Get down!
Sometimes DIY isn't for everyone, and especially for this lady who tried to pressure wash her home. But who do you really think is at fault, her or the painters? I guess the hammer's one way to channel all of that anger. So this couple took it on themselves to install shelves on the wall in their kitchen. All seems pretty well at the beginning, but let's just say things took a pretty nasty twist with the work they ended up doing. This guy encounters a faulty shower in the making, and how this thing will hold up will truly surprise you.
I said, absolutely, boss man. I said, let's start that tomorrow though, because I'm not sure that today's fuck up's already been penciled in.
So this woman had hired the cheapest handyman to do an angle stop repair. And unfortunately, now that Handyman will be forever bankrupt after he realizes how much water damage he had created.
In case anyone was wondering, Kills is not the best primer for this pressed wood, particle board, whatever it is. Nope, just doesn't work. So now I gotta figure out how to fix this.
Just when you thought cleaning the drain with your snake was a nightmare, now you have to become a carpenter in that same day after realizing what your snake had. On this house, but what the camera record seems to already fail inspection without the inspector on site. But what are your thoughts on this monstrosity?
Spit shine. They didn't know what I was talking about. So
Yeah.
where's the fire at? I mean, these homeowners, they stand on business. I'll tell you, you tighten up those little clamps right there, and that could make the problem worse, and they knew that.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, the homeowner fixes didn't end, and the inspection ended up failing that same day. Sometimes when you see a bubble of pee coming from your ceiling, don't poke the damn thing. Sometimes it isn't because you flushed too many damn wipes down the toilet, but rather more natural causes that take place in your pipes.
Per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4. We've got millions of free Child Place holidays available.
Someone's got to fire that crane guy after making these two apprentices fight for what's theirs.
Oh, shit.
Imagine coming home from a long day at work and your plumber got your kitchen looking like this for the next couple of days. And worse yet, you can't even cook any damn food.
Estamos en un problema que les dije desde ayer que mi cliente dijo que eran solamente 5 pies y aquí ya no son 5 pies, que aquí tenemos nuestra familia, aquí hay una fit.
So this guy rented out a house in his area, and as soon as he rented the place and gave up his first deposit, a huge roof leak brought the whole entire house ceiling down.
I called the emergency. They said to call leasing office. Leasing office said they're unavailable.
Oh my God.
This is another reason why it's better to leave the plumbing for the professionals. Homeowners can't compete. This guy had left his ladder the day before the plumbers came, and the plumbers had went in with their roughing plumbing and placed a vent pipe sealing the deal on his ladder forever.
I don't really like going behind other people's work and commenting on it, because I'm sure they do the same thing to me. But this might be the worst tile job I've ever seen. The grout lines are everywhere. They use spacers, but still the grout lines are all different sizes.
To all the tile experts out there watching this, what is the worst tile job you have ever seen? Just when you purchase a new house. The last person who did your floor tile didn't back butter the tile. And now the tiles pop off so clean that you can almost return them back where you bought them.
As you see, these tiles popping up like they was never put down. In a situation like this, the thin set probably dried over. There was no back butter on the tile. It was so bare on the back end, as you see, we could have took these back to the store if we wanted to.
Caution when you buy new construction homes. The shower valve opening will open your hose bib right outside your house, or better yet, just like when you sit on the toilet letting those precious fibres work it out. But unlike these drain pipes, a high fibre diet would do the trick for this one.
Oh, no, that's all. No, that's poo.
Poo and grease.
Oh dear Jesus.
This might be good.
To my plumbers out there, have you encountered such drain unclogs just like this one?
The drain.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Sometimes it would be a whole lot better if people hired the right person who specialise in such areas of the trade.
Hello, Mr. George. How much you pay for the new guy?
It would be rather silly to say this man is a complete genius, but I guess he is a genius sarcastically speaking about him. Now this guy tried to demolish what he thought to be a fiberglass tub inside of his bathroom, but what seemed to be an easy demolition turned into a rock-hard lesson for days to come after realizing the tub was actually made out of rock instead of a fiberglass.
I got everything cut. It's ready to go. I just got one more. And I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna record it for video proof.
Now the backstory to this water catastrophe is that a sprinkler technician actually had just swapped out the sprinkler, but unfortunately it slips out of the thread, and here we are now. This lady might have actually ruined the brick outside her home. After getting the idea to tone down the brick colour, she makes an absolute mess of her brick.
And in hindsight, I should have listened to the people who said to seal the brick, but obviously I did not, and the grout stuck like glue.
I'm freaking out a little bit.
This is when the panic really set in. My cortisol levels were through the roof. It would not come off. I had to use a scrubby brush on each brick to bring back even the slightest bit of color. After this first patch, I switched to piping the grout, but honestly, it wasn't much better.
Now, this general contractor, or so-called handyman, absolutely botched this rough-in plumbing job after being told where the drain and copper stub outs were supposed to sit. The darn backhead numbnut put the drain right where the vanity cabinet was supposed to sit, impeding the way it's supposed to sit.
So I've seen guys get scared and freeze up, but never this bad. And then, do you see that one guy's just in socks? There's a lot going on here.
Now, this lady closed the sale on a home for one of her buyers, but unfortunately, right after the sale, a huge ice storm came in, absolutely wrecking the roof and freezing the pipes in the home, causing the pipes to burst.
Yo, 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 yo! Rodrigo! What?
That yell of the homeowner's name was a nonchalant cry for help, but always remember, there is a calm before the storm, and this plumbing nightmare was one of them. That concrete is screaming to be in a form. Now, here we have an example of a rather careless plumber who thought it was cool to do a shut-off live. But the darn thing took too long, and now the guy ruins the client's crawl space by riddling it with water. Let's put this darn clip in 2 times speed so you really see how long it took. Now, to anybody who doesn't subscribe to the channel, I hope you have this coming for you, but you can always change that by clicking that button on your TV. Now, this lady has been spared. The tool noticed it was in the wrong hands anyway, and should have been passed down to a man. Now, this next guy goes through one of the most insane DIY electrical fails known to date, because not only did he film one fail, but he filmed multiple fails done on one electrical job. Some people shouldn't be handed tools and a phone with TikTok.
Here, which if we follow that back around, keep following it, and goes into this guy. Pull it out of there, we come out with this yellow wire, and we plug into the laundry circuit.
Here, we have a water heater catastrophe that occurred inside of this home. Due to the consistent leakiness coming from the water heater and rotting out the plywood, it comes down into the basement and the rest is history.
I found the water heater room. The water heater's laying in the crawl space. There's no floor joists here. They're completely gone.
That's where I fell through, dude.
The whole floor is gone.
Now these guys made the biggest mistake. They forgot to prime the drywall first and instead coated it with paint already, and now they have to peel the darn thing off. Apparently, the guy working on this was mouthing off and showing off, but it twisted on him. Now this girl had come up with one of the best hacked up ideas this world has seen, because she uses a pool floaty to actually drain water from her sink. But little does she know she's in for a surprise with that smell.
No leak.
What? Y'all hear that, right? What in the world, dude? This is new construction.
So the backstory to this new construction nightmare was that the plumber who had actually done the shower valve had totally forgotten to hook up the water supply to the shower head. So now the water is rapidly leaking from behind the whole fiberglass enclosure.
Crazy!
Now he had moved into a brand new home, and after going through all of the outlets, he ends up finding one that doesn't work no matter how many things you put into it. If you ever find yourself a so-called handyman who thinks everything is absolutely easy to do, then think again, because this guy chose to hire a handyman who apparently knew how to do drywall, but it didn't go so smooth. Now this guy came across a whole plumbing nightmare because after inspecting this client's house, he had found numerous different types of pipes that weren't supposed to be there, and the client ends up leaking the handyman's name.
Going into copper, go into high pressure PVC,
and
back into cast.
Miguel.
Miguel?
Yes.
Oh, Miguel needs to come and save us. Oh, man.
Now, here we have a beta male here, working with his masculine wife, both putting quite the joint effort into this new light fixture. But they now learn the hard way. Now these homeowners just experienced one of the worst days of their life. After a huge storm had already been knocking on the front door. It becomes more of a problem when the water starts seeping in from the front than riding a wave right downstairs.
Oh, it's just... Are you kidding me? You can't fix drywall?
Sometimes you think it's just an easy fix, but one simple turn turns into a life-changing moment. A plumber's worst service call. Just when you find the clean out and it's time to get rid of the clog, you get a huge jump scare coming right out from the pipe.
Oh boy.
Now this first guy exposes how badly framed this ceiling was, and it's a relief that the roof didn't come down with it. Now, this plumber had one of his employees flood this entire basement because of this one simple mistake, because the owner had told his employee that they should not turn on the water, but they jokingly laughed and joked as if they did, and apparently it was true.
Did you guys turn the water on? And they said, yeah, ha ha ha. Guess what? They really did turn the water on. So now I gotta get down to my underwear to go find a shutoff valve.
Just when you thought all companies would give an apprentice a chance. But we all know the constant mistakes like this can get costly, and neither will they want to learn how to do it right. Just when you thought the demolition of the partial first story would be a success, but unfortunately the falling never stops. Just like any reasonable plumber would say, don't bite your fingernails, and payday is Friday. Now, this crazy handyman went viral after trying to impress the landlord with a plumbing fix. But unfortunately, he wasn't qualified enough, leading up to a water damage nightmare that the landlord will never forget for years to come. Now, this next plumber finds a drain backup straight from a horror movie. Now, this was very unordinary, but not only did it affect one toilet, but it affected all the toilets, leading to a water damage nightmare. Now this next video is why most homeowners need a homeowner's manual after they purchase a home. Because this guy captures the moment that the behind of his dishwasher had water just start spewing out from right behind it due to a kinked water line. But to the homeowner's knowledge, it was much easier to record it than to just shut off the darn water. Is a risk, and this guy is using all the chances he can just to remove this slab of concrete. Now what are you doing when you tell the apprentice to go up in the attic? But when he's taking so long, you end up seeing him bounce around all the insulation like this. But not only that, but you see him start considering a nap without a second thought.
Yep. How about that? Well, I'm glad you ain't got nothing in here.
Yeah, I moved everything over when I started to see that. It was looking a little bit.
Now this guy films the aftermath of hiring a so-called qualified handy drywall man straight from outside the hardware store. He films how chunky the taping was, and ultimately at this point tearing the whole house is a good idea.
No vamos a andar con tanta vuelta, por lo menos reconocemos que no mandamos moco, ¿no?
Now this girl decided that making a custom pergola of her own would be an awesome idea. But unfortunately, due to the inexperience of building stuff like this, she pretty much had no slope on the pergola, which upon a heavy rainstorm made the tarp she rolled over it pretty much useless with the way it was eating up all of that water.
Not even 4 days later, everything started to go downhill. It got really windy and it started to rain. That's when I noticed that I had a problem. At first, I thought I had everything under control. If I remove the water on time, everything should be fine, right? And my hard work were all gone in just one night.
This inspector is representing a buyer who was told by the seller of the home that the roof was recently done by a reputable roofing company. But that was all a lie, and the buyer spent $300 to save himself from a $20,000 roof bill and an incoming water damage nightmare.
Oh, that's pretty right there. Turn that water off. We know what is going on now.
The frat guys thought moving a couch through the frat house would be easy. Now this insulation guy was peer pressured by some plumbers after they had their drains cut by some electricians. The plumbers got their get back, and now the whole house is going to need a whole new panel. Now this guy had just ruined this brand new door because when he decided to cut the thing, he had read his tape measure wrong and now he's about 7 inches of width off.
Oh boy.
So here we have another guy who thought it would be an amazing idea to plaster his ceiling. So now upon painting the darn ceiling, the ceiling just rejects the paint like it doesn't exist. So these plaster guys had no idea what they got themselves into after screwing in some drywall screws straight into a copper pipe. The only thing they could do is hold shirt against the pipe and hope that the water would be gone. Just when the cheap sprinkler guy thought everything was sunshine and rainbows, now his whole company went under the boat within seconds. Now this home inspector exposes why you shouldn't buy a newly built home in 2026. Because after this guy had tested the shower in this newly built home, he had found that the line that connected from the shower valve to the shower head was disconnected and spraying water all over the place.
Y'all hear that, right? What in the world, dude? This is new construction. Unreal.
Looks like the electrical apprentice took shimming an electrical box way too serious. Now this home inspector had been hired to inspect a home for a buyer who was interested in it. Now the seller had disclosed that everything was up to code with build, but the inspector finds some things that would say otherwise, contradicting what the seller had said prior.
And they just filled it with silicone. Tried to cover it with a little bit of mortar, but that's just coming off. In the backyard, we've got a drainage problem, so it's just pulling here.
Now the client had asked to remove the chimney without damaging the roof, but now it looks like the ceiling, the floor and the walls took a beating here.
He's no good operator. He's not doing nothing.
These guys have come up with the smartest trick to install heavy concrete pipes because it starts with bottle surrounded to protect it from cracking, which doesn't go to plan. Influencer thought she can manhandle the water heater, but now it looks like it's manhandled her instead. This is why you should always check on your employees, because Jose brought a rocket to dry up the paint they just did in this house. Like, how do you even get your hands on something like this?
Understand? No, what the fuck? Ay, what the fuck?
After numerous hours of hard work for these concrete guys, it only took one demented grandma to just walk right over the concrete like it was a normal day to ruin work for other contractors.
Since you guys wanted to know so bad, let's see if it works.
No leak.
Crazy.
What an extreme close call, and hopefully that lady isn't in the way next time. Now, this guy's an extreme risk taker. Given his amazing attention to detail with the paint, he put his life on the line just so he could deliver good quality.
How much you pay for the new guy? 20 bucks? No, too much money. He's no good operator. He's not.
Nobody prepares you as a home investor more than being done wrong by a wholesaler. This property was sold with a pending pipe burst. Given how numbered it was to happen, it only happened when this investor decided to buy it. Now, the caption says it all. If you're in need for a nice and cheap handyman like Caesar right here, then look nowhere else. But Angie leads to find him.
Guacha la necesidad, guacha la necesidad. Por 1500 a la semana, donde anda el vato. Oh, está cabrón, la neta.
This so-called man of the house thought he can drill holes for a TV mount by drilling into random places of the sheetrock. Lo and behold, he hits a pipe, and now he has no idea what to do. The guy was totally fine and didn't face anything but this scary moment.
Oh, we've all been around this guy. They got to put it up there. And that guy's like, hey, don't worry, bro. I'll hold the ladder. You go ahead. You got.
Just when you thought construction workers couldn't get any clown for not having a degree. Now, these roofers had the intentions of removing the roof off of this house. But as soon as they got up there, it seems like the flooring guy got to it just before the roofers did.
What is that?
Poor concrete guys poured and formed all of that section, and all it took was one lady who had nothing to lose to just walk right through it, like it was all dried already. The apprentice was told to hang half-inch drywall by himself, but apparently the board had different plans for this guy. This guy goes on a rant over a baseboard problem inside of this client's house. The last contractor who had took it upon himself to actually do the baseboard completely messed it up, and here is the end result of it.
I don't know how you screw up baseboard this bad. Let's go take a look.
Now, this next guy thought he was on top of the world. Given his superpower skills, putting a ladder right on top of a scaffold and carry an air conditioning unit up the ladder. His genius idea becomes a hard-learned lesson of complete pain. To anyone who feels about quitting their stable job just because it's so hard. Think about how mentally taking this job is many stories up with a zip attached to a harness as support. Now this is a caution to both tenants or to people buying a house. Always be aware that anybody can put a lipstick on a pig and pass it on to be sold. But it's still a pig, so be aware. Anyone can be an electrician with the right tools, but will they turn off the power to actually work on electrical? New guy poured concrete on his first day and it goes completely bad. The foreman had to have fired him that same day as well.
It's no good, Mr. George. I send you this video to you, Mr. George. You know I take care of me.
Shout out to the plumber from Sinaloa, hooking it up not totally right, but just enough to relive the conditions down south. And just like it is down there, no need to call any inspector because there's no code. Ugh.
Brother, what's that? What's...
Oh, fuck! Holy shit! Fuck.
This couple had a really bad roof leak that seeped right into their ceiling paint. Surprisingly enough, the paint was a lot more stronger than the darn poundage of the water, but they miss where they have to pour it. Here we have a home inspector that goes over this freshly renovated bathroom, but it apparently doesn't meet code because the darn bathroom was made for a midget. Unbelievable.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh, God damn! Man, look!
Homeowner films this painter from across the street of where he lives. He ends up catching this painter hitting one of the biggest fails this guy's ever seen.
What is he doing? Oh God, I hope he's not going to lean off that. Oh!
Plumber came to do a service on a very old home. As he was just there servicing a boiler, someone flushed the toilet and came rushing down all the water that was in the toilet downstairs. Now here, I give you the chance to decide who the man of the house is. Now, if you chose the man, you'd be totally wrong. After this guy's wife schools him on how to use a ladder, he disregards her advice and ends up taking a nasty fall.
This one's not locked. This is what happened to me. See how that's not locked? What did I just tell you, Darren? I just told you! Are you right? Are you right?
Concrete truck chose the wrong place to set park at. Luckily, the truck was able to stay afloat, but this was definitely a heart attack for the guy who owned that thing. Anybody buying a brand new track home in 2026 should be aware that most of the guys have pretty bad craftsmanship like this and should immediately hire an inspector if purchasing.
Help. Help. Oh, how can I help? What? Is there a way I can help? I need help.
This is your sign that popping a bubble on your ceiling is not a good idea, especially when it smells like the color yellow.
Well, I thought I installed this door wrong because earlier it wasn't closing really well. But then I realized after closing the windows, no, I just built the building too tight.
This man does the unbelievable and breaks the OSHA world record. But all jokes aside, this has to be one of the dumbest ways to get up on a building. Two ladders zipped up together, and the only thing holding them is a ratchet strap and prayers. This tenant inside of an apartment complex gets woken up by a poltergeist inside of the shower. But in all seriousness, the plumber's snake ended up hitting the wrong apartment unit.
Arturo, this is against OSHA. OSHA says no. You understand? No, what the fuck? Ay, what the fuck?
Now this homeowner tried to show off in front of his kids, and he also tried to save money. But now, without the knowledge of how he can turn off the water, the bill for water damage is going to be a lot higher than the TV mount he could have hired someone to do it for.
¿Y cómo se van a bajar?
¡Ey! ¡Le dije que estaba mala! Pero Willy, que a poco no se dio cuenta que allá estaban las puertas, cabrón.
There's always someone who can do it cheaper, whether it's a handyman or a dude outside of the hardware store. But cheap don't always mean the best quality.
What year did his house burn down?
How about 2 years ago? How do you know his house burned down?
This lady thought she can open up drywall right behind the toilet to put in a recessed shelf. But if she knew basic plumbing layout, she would know that there would be a vent stack right where she's cutting.
Fudge. Dang it. Dang it, man.
This guy had bought a $16,000 piece of marble countertop for a client, but he ended up ruining on his own after trying to plug in one of his tools goes terribly wrong. Now, if you're thinking about self-leveling the floor of your home, think again. These guys thought it would be an amazing idea to do it on their own without having to prepare the floor first. And due to their lack of preparation, the self-leveler didn't bond like they thought it would. And now they have to spend hours to tear up their poor self-leveling they ended up doing. I guess the power tool didn't come with a manual if this guy couldn't figure out how to use it properly. Luckily, the bystander showed him how to actually operate it. Now this next clip is a group of roofers were going to demolish this roof and start laying out another one, but it seems like the flooring guys got to it just before they did. But jokes aside, how do you even think about putting that stuff on your roof? It almost seems like a prank.
I ain't never seen it.
No shoring, no problem. And luckily there wasn't a single guy down, otherwise OSHA would be screaming some lawsuits. The painter was on his way to deliver some paint to the job site, but given he was a bit hungover after last night, he ended up tipping over numerous gallons of paint. I guess the handyman really threw all his eggs in one basket after not being able to wire up this outlet properly. Now, to a surprise, OSHA wasn't present to evaluate the shocking amount of violations this company is getting away with. Here is what your house framing should not look like. That's the kind of stuff that gets you into a really bad accident. So many code violations all over the place, an inspector would pass out just going in there.
Yo! Ain't no way, bruh. Let me get out of here.
This just goes to show that accidents can happen anywhere, and even in the inside of your home. This guy bought a ladder off Facebook Marketplace and didn't even know how to use it, and I'm pretty much sure you know where this leads.
As you can tell, he's pretty scared up there, but he also made his angle way too gradual. And because of that, as soon as he touches the wall,
This home inspector does a walkthrough of a porch that was framed out by a couple of handyman. The inspector points out all of the flaws that code would calls of his plumbing career after there was a sewage backup in one of his clients' basements. He films the thorough walkthrough of this catastrophe. Now here I have a bricklayer who is a master at his art. And by art I just mean the way he tossed the concrete on the wall. Because that brick wall is as crooked as a guy's teeth when he first gets braces.
Pues ya valió verga. Le metí estas pinzas baratas y hice un cagadero aquí en el jale. Ya no ocupo carnita asada.
This guy had just freshly installed a whole new tub in his bathroom, but then his son starts screwing waterproof board before framing a drop-in tub surround. Now the guy is out one tub unless he decided to put some flex tape on it. Another day, another dollar. They're so bad at acting productive, you ought to just cut them out of the crew. Now this next clip is a tile crew who's gonna set one huge tile all collectively. Now no matter how much equipment they had been ready with, it would never prepare for what's to happen to the tile. Now this is one of those jobs where you can't decide if you should hire either the plumber or the electrician, or would you consider the HVAC guy because of his knowledge in both fields. Some people aren't made to handle tools, because the tools will manhandle them instead. Here we have third world OSHA violation caught in 4K, as this so-called Indian electrician tries to put a fixture, merely only steps away from such a terrible fall that puts it into an end.
Oh, are you okay?
Now, here we have a so-called electrician from India, and the man puts in work like you've never seen. Whether the power is on or off, it's never an issue, because he's got nothing to lose. Now the man working on this solar main actually has some of the heaviest balls, but it doesn't excuse him putting his life at risk. But luckily, nothing came out of other than surprised impression he'll leave on you.
I know. Now as you go to the right, those shouldn't, but I don't know.
Now, if you ever wondered how the Italians solve problems with their doors, then this is the video to find out. Just when you thought construction couldn't get any worse, now we have people plucking each other in the bum with the drill. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Construction Fails. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the rest of our videos.